How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We Do Tech. Now, if you guys remember, a while back we did take a look at the XTRFY K2 RGB mechanical keyboard, which did really impress us quite a bit. But now we have the smaller brother compared to the K2, which is the K4, which doesn't really make sense because the number is larger, but it is the smaller brother to that one. But anyway, we're gonna take a look at the K4 and tell you guys all about it. So starting off with the pricing, the K4 is retailing for around $120 on XTRFY's website, which is cheaper than the K2, but I still feel it's a bit high for this keyboard. The XTRFY comes out with a simple, sleek, glossy black design with its bright RGB lighting underneath each key. Even though the K4 has a full plastic shell, it does feel very sturdy with a minimum flex, so no problems with build quality. Now, unfortunately, you do not get any dedicated media or macro keys on this keyboard. XTRFY likes to keep it a bit more simple or professional, but you can still luckily access some of those secondary functions with the FN keys. And that also goes for the lighting effects, which we will get into a bit later. And just to give you guys a sneak peek, it is a lot simpler than the K2. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Now, as for the keycaps, they are smooth and light as they are composed of a double shot ABS plastic. And I am glad to say that the K4 does come out in Nordic, UK, US, German, French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian layouts, which is really nice because again, the K2 didn't come out in a US or I believe even a UK layout, so you got a key between the shift and the Z key, which for us in the US market or US keyboard market wasn't the best really. It was kind of it caused a lot of issues sometimes if you wanted to press shift, just saying. But I'm glad that they did add a US layout as well for this one. Now, moving on to switches, the K4 does come out with a Kale Raider switches, exactly the same as the K2, and that is the reason why it's a bit overpriced for me. Usually the Kale switches are on some of the more affordable mechanical keyboards. The Cherry switches or the high-end ones, and Gatron and like Kale switches. So at that $120, it is a bit high for me for the switches they're using. However, the switches aren't bad. You do still get a full N key rollover and a 70 million click life cycle. And for the people who are new, the red switches do have a more linear response with no tactile bump, and is usually a bit more silent compared to the other ones as well. Now, I'm personally not really that big of a fan of red switches, but my colleague who wrote the script and tested out the keyboard, he loves them and he didn't have any complaints on that. So it is of course going to depend on what you personally prefer. I do like my clicky blue switches, but again, that's just me. It's going to be up to what you personally like. But now, here's just a quick sound test of how these Kale or Raider switches sounds on the K4. Then just quickly take a look underneath the keyboard. You do get plenty of anti-slip pads in the corners, and then also your two flip-out keyboard feet with grips as well, which does do a decent job. Now, as for the cable, you do get a single USB braided cable with a length of 2 meters or 6.5 feet. Moving on to the software, there aren't any software on this keyboard. Just like most of other XTRFY's products, they do everything on the device itself, so you can adjust everything on the keyboard with the FN secondary functions. Now again, like I mentioned in the beginning, the K2, how you control the RGB was really difficult. There was a lot of options that you can do with the RGB. It was really good, but it was just quite a bit difficult to change everything. However, the K4 is a lot simpler. All you need to do is use the FN key combined with the insert, home, page up, delete, and page down keys, and that will be able to change all of your effects and colors. Also, you can adjust the brightness and then also the speeds of the effects with the normal arrow keys. So then in conclusion, the K4 definitely delivers everything that you would really need for an esports keyboard, again, which XTRFY is really going for. The K4 is quite good down keys, and that will be able to change all of your effects and colors. Also, you can adjust the brightness and then also the speeds of the effects with the normal arrow keys. So then in conclusion, the K4 definitely delivers everything that you would really need for an esports keyboard, again, which XTRFY is really going for. The K4 is quite good and it also looks quite good as well. But I do feel at that $120, it is again a bit high. Currently you get so many other good mechanical RGB keyboards at a much more affordable price, or that at least adds a lot more features towards the keyboards. They did also improve a bit more on the K4 for me. Again, the RGB looks good and is a lot simpler, and then also having a US keyboard allows is also much more popular, being able to actually sell it in the US and not just in the Scandinavian countries, which is also a lot better. So we do appreciate that. But now, is that enough to make you go out and buy the K4 compared to some of the other keyboards in the same price range? Honestly, it is going to depend up to you. Like we mentioned with the K2 review, XTRFY is a really good brand, but they're still quite small, and they are a more kind of esports focus currently because they do work with ninjas in pajamas, so they are a bit more esports focused. But again, they make really good products, but they're currently just a bit too expensive still. But if we do give them some support, they will grow a bit more, and by doing that, automatically it will lower the prices or give them the option of broadening out and making better and better products, like we saw with the M4 mouse, which is honestly probably one of my favorite gaming mice currently on the market. That mouse is so good. So they do have the ability to make really good products. Hopefully they'll just be able to grow a bit more, and I'm certain that in a few years they are going to be a more recognized brand. But anyway, that's pretty much it for my review. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment like always, and then I will check all of you guys next time. Cheers, guys.